What's up, guys? It's Noah Cahill from Clutch People TV. I hope you guys are having an amazing day or night. And today, I'm going to be talking about why the New York Knicks must start Immanuel Quickley. And I already know what some of you guys are going to say. Tom Thibodeau's not going to start a rookie. But in my opinion, in this situation compared to Timberwolves days, Chicago Bulls days, he has no choice. He must start Immanuel Quickley from Kentucky, the second-year guard who just shoots the lights out, 90% from the charity stripe and over 40% from downtown. And we saw that in the couple games of him playing the point guard position. He played the point guard position the most fluid, and he also opens up an identity for this basketball team, and he brings a brand new element to this offense and defense as well, even though he needs to get better recovering on pick and rolls. But besides that, he's a good team defender, and he plays hard. He's very confident. He has some trash talk, which I love. He's a true competitor, and he did not look like a rookie when he came in that Cavs game, and they led that comeback to go on to beat the Cavs, and then they absolutely destroyed him in the next game. But if you think about the other point guards, Dennis Smith Jr., Frank Ntilikina, even though I don't think he's even going to touch starting when it comes to the New York Knicks, and Tom Thibodeau, when he looks at him, they're probably going to play him in more of an off-guard role or off-the-ball role, which we saw in preseason. Frank Ntilikina, I don't think his handle's good enough. He picks up his dribble too early. I don't think he has the confidence or maturity to run an offense, at least yet, but who knows, it may not happen. And he has a lot to work on, especially when it comes to his confidence and decisiveness of passing the basketball. So Frank Ntilikina, we know he's a good defensive player, but the big thing is consistently putting pressure on the defense. Now, taking a look at Dennis Smith Jr., I'm going to give credit to where credit is due because he was playing great defense in the preseason. But what was he doing besides that? He wasn't consistently running the offense very well. His shot was falling there and there, but it didn't look like the old Dennis Smith Jr. of his ability to just freely penetrate to the cup and get to the basket to finish. He didn't look like his Dallas Mavericks or NC State days whatsoever when it came to his brand of basketball. And he's a guy that's a really individual type of player. He's not a guy that's really going to get others involved. And I don't like that out of a point guard. And he doesn't really fit today's NBA. He's not consistent of shooting the ball. He's not really consistent of facilitating. He's a good defensive player, but besides that, he's really struggled commanding the offense. And I know it's a really small sample size, but Immanuel Quickley has been better than a guy like Elfrid Payton and Dennis Smith Jr. in those couple games of a small sample size of preseason. And if you think about it, is Elfrid Payton a part of our future? No, we brought him back on this one-year contract. Of course, we signed him to the 1 year, waived him, and then signed him back, in which we can't get rid of him for the rest of the season because it's a part of the rule. Now he's an automatic no-trade clause because we brought him back. Is he a part of the future? No. Is Dennis Smith Jr.? In my opinion, he's not. Maybe he's a nice energy guy at best, but I would definitely look to trade him, and he's been very disappointing. I've never been a big fan of him since the Mavericks days. He's definitely not been a guy that's really got others involved. He would show effort on defense, wouldn't be consistent with his effort on that side of the ball, was a very inefficient player, just very ball dominant. I just thought he was not great, and that was a big reason I did not want the Knicks to get him. I'm not saying Frank Ntilikina has been any better, but Dennis Smith Jr. is not the future. Immanuel Quickley brought a brand new element. For example, they would run a lot of zone when Dennis Smith Jr. or Elfrid Payton would be in the game, because the defense of the Pistons or the Cavaliers, they would recognize that we should double team Julius Randle, or we should run a zone and collapse the paint, because we know that they can't shoot the basketball well with an Elfrid Payton. Just shoots terrible from the free throw line, even if he initiates contact. Can't shoot from downtown. And you can't do that with Immanuel Quickley, because if you do that with Immanuel Quickley, he's going to make you pay from downtown, and he definitely has a herky-jerky style of play, and he can even work down the lane, and he shoots very well from the charity stripe, and he consistently facilitated. In today's NBA, you got to be able to shoot the basketball and break the defense down. I'm not saying he's a Kyrie Irving level handle, but he has a very herky-jerky style of play to get to the charity stripe. And to break something down, you see Delone Wright helping out Blake Griffin guarding Julius Randle in the post, trying to make his life miserable when it comes to the basketball court here. And you recognize, yes, they're giving Alec Burks some space, but they have some confidence in Delone Wright to close out. And if they double team Randle, Payton is open outside on the perimeter. But can Randle really trust Payton to knock down an open three? They could live with that all day, but they're putting pressure on Randle by double-teaming him and not helping out his teammates whatsoever by forcing him to make that pass to someone who's not a great shooter or getting erratic and might turn the ball over. But luckily, he did make a fadeaway jump shot. And at the end of the day, we have Kenny Payne, a part of this coaching staff. And Kentucky was really sad to see him go because he's a big part of the developing the young talent over there when it comes to Kentucky. And I really thought he was a big input when it came to drafting Immanuel Quickley. He knows a lot more about him than these other NBA scouts or coaches. So there's something behind the scenes he saw in him. And if you take a look at other off guards, a lot of people did not believe in coming out of Kentucky, at least playing the point guard role. If you take a look at a Jamal Murray, take a look at a Tyler Hero, they've had Tyler Hero play some point guard when it came to the NBA Finals or even the playoffs in general, and he's really developed some consistent playmaking. I'm not saying it's crazy good, but Jamal Murray, they thought he was going to predict as just a more off the ball type of guard when it came to coming out of Kentucky, but he's been a consistent one of the greatest point guards in the NBA for sure. And if you take a look at Immanuel Quickley, he has that similar style of play. He's a solid playmaker, not great. He can shoot the basketball very well. Jamal Murray is a better athlete, but at the end of the day, we have to look towards the future. And Knicks fans, please, if we do start this man and he drops 5 points, don't give up on him. Indiana Pacers are a really good defensive team at the end of the day, and Immanuel Quickley is going to go through growing pains, so you have to be patient with him, and he brings a brand new element of shooting the rock. They can't double team Randall as much, and he'll be less erratic because there'll be less pressure on him because he'll know he's kicking it out to an open shooter of an Immanuel Quickley, and it takes pressure off of an RJ Barrett. And he plays hard on the defense side of the basketball. He's good at reading the passing lanes, and he's a team basketball player, but he also knows how to get his, and he has pure confidence. We have to look towards the future. We need to start Immanuel Quickley. Dennis Smith Jr. is not it. Elfrid Payne's not it. Immanuel Quickley may not be it as well, but he brings a brand new element of shooting the basketball, and you desperately need that in today's NBA. It's cool to see RJ Barrett, and RJ Barrett definitely thrived with Quickley. Again, the pressure taken off of him for sure. But let me know down below your thoughts and analysis, and as always, guys, have a humble day or night. Peace out, y'all.